Do you remember when a bunch of billionaires got the bright idea to go 12,000 feet down to the ocean floor to explore the Titanic wreckage? Well, Netflix is actually deciding to make a documentary about this. So a lot of you may have forgotten, but let me just bring you up to chase. So there was this man named Stockton, and he has this company named OceanGate. And OceanGate toured a lot of customers in a submarine that was about the size of an SUV, like down a few hundred feet above the surface. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it certainly wasn't 12,000 feet below the surface. And then one day, Stockton just got the idea to tour people all the way down to the wreckage of the Titanic. But there was one problem. He didn't want to spend so much money on building a modern submarine. He immediately started using parts from other submarines, that way he could just cut as many corners as possible. And for an expedition like this, the red flags are present from the inception of this journey. Cutting corners on a submarine that is supposed to take you 12,000 feet below the surface is not something that you want to be cutting corners around. And he even started using fucking PlayStation controllers, and they actually show this in the documentary. And then the media started laughing at these guys, and actually, surprisingly, it's not uncommon to have like PlayStation or game controllers control certain parts of the submarines. That part surprisingly made the most sense, yet people still thought it was the most absurd. And then one day he builds the Titan, the ship that is built to withstand the insane amount of pressure down at the ocean floor. But employees at OceanGate are immediately skeptical because Stockton cut so many corners in building this ship. I mean, the ship is literally the size of an SUV. Like, however far your wingspan goes, that's how big the ship was. If you ever decide to look at the documentary yourself, you're gonna see that the ship was so small that the tourist and the fucking pilot had to sit down in a crouched position because there were so many corners that were cut. And of course, the ship is not met up to code. The American Bureau of Shipping also says that the ship is without a doubt not certified to go down there and handle the pressure. But of course, Stockton doesn't care, and he even does a test run, and he goes all the way down by himself to the bottom of the wreckage. And even from the first expedition, the fucking ship starts losing communication at 10,000 feet. So immediately everyone can see that this ship is not built to withstand the fucking journey. And at one point, he even goes on to say, and I'm not bullshitting you, he goes on to say, at some point, safety is just a pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed and don't get in your car. Don't do anything. At some point, you're gonna make some risk, and it really is a risk reward question, which is not something that you should be hearing from somebody that again is going 12,000 feet below the fucking surface. And I also forgot to mention that the Titan also had 118 technical issues. That ship had more technical issues than my fucking PC. But yet, I don't trust my PC to take me 12,000 feet below the surface. So at the low bargain price of 250 grand, you can go down and view the wreckage of the Titanic. Which, I don't know why the fuck anyone would want to go down there and watch the Titanic. Like, I feel like every human on this planet kind of shares the same phobia of going down that deep, especially to, go see the wreckage of the Titanic. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if there was a safer way to do that, then I imagine it could become a successful part of any business. And I just don't think that there's a lot of people out there that want to go down there and see that because it's just, wreckage. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Stockton and OceanGate, they get a bunch of tourists to go down there. And at one point, a group of tourists get trapped at the bottom of the ocean because the fucking battery died. And ironically, the trip where the ship happened to implode also lost power. and then they started sinking to the bottom of the ocean floor, and then the ship, you know, imploded. Literally, if you ever crushed the fucking soda can by stepping your foot on it, that is exactly what the wreckage looked like. And actually, here's a clip of the Titan wreckage at the bottom of the ocean floor. Which now, with whoever wanted to go down there and view the wreckage, now I feel like no one is ever going to want to go down there again. And it's not because it can't be done in a safe way, but because, again, these fucking billionaires just kept cutting so many corners on a project where you shouldn't be cutting corners like that. It's also really weird that they're making a documentary about this because on one hand, it was a big story, but it's also not a that interesting of a story because it's just a bunch of billionaires who cut corners and then they fucking died because of it. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you're into that, then I guess go ahead and go watch it, but again, I just saw this and I had to make a video about it.